Hello, welcome to Grow New Plants. Today I'm going to stick some hardwood and softwood, kind of a combination, cuttings of oleanders. And I've got 4 different kinds. And one of them was my own plant, and this is a pink ice, a little pink ice. So it's a dwarf, and it's got little pink flowers on it. It's a real nice looking oleander. But the plant I have is not super big, so I didn't get much in the way of hardwood cuttings. Most of them are going to be softwood or semi-softwood. So I'm going to go ahead, and on this one I'm going to go ahead and take my cuttings. So I'm just going to start with this, and of course right here, any flowers on cuttings need to come off. So I'm going to take these bottom leaves off. It is so hot out here, it's almost 100 degrees and I can't get the sweat keep from running in my eyes. So I'm going to take all but one set of leaves off on that one. And I've got 2 trays, 32 count trays. So I'm going to do 16 cuttings of each kind. So I'll have a total of 64. That one's probably too short. I don't think I can use that one. This one's going to be a little more of a hardwood cutting here. I'm just stripping the leaves back. I just need a couple leaves on top, and that's it. I don't need a lot of leaves on top. But I definitely want to take any buds off the top. I don't want any terminal buds on the top of the plant, because when it finally roots out, I want it to be able to start branching. So I don't want any terminal buds, even if I got a tip that doesn't have a flower on it. Most all these do. This thing's a pretty prolific flower. So I'll take these off. So I'm going to keep doing this until I got 16 to go, or 16 to plant. And then here's one right here without a flower, but I'm still going to take that terminal bud off the tip, and that way whenever it comes out and starts growing, it'll put out new shoots, it'll branch out right there. You're going to have to do that one way or another. So, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and finish doing these, and I'll fast forward through this part. Okay, so I got all these. I think I got over 16 now. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to take these tips and I'm going to dip them in a rooting hormone. And I've grown these before in just plain water, and they did absolutely fine with no rooting hormone. So I'm going to put them about an inch or 2 down into the dirt. I'll just make a little hole with my stick here. And the main reason for that, the sticks will go in fine without it, but I'm basically just trying to keep the rooting hormone from all coming off when I stick them down in the hole. So that's all there is to it, just a little bit of rooting hormone on there, down in the hole, maybe about an inch, something. I'm putting probably about that deep, a little over an inch probably. And these things, like I said, I grew some in water, and they rooted just fine, just in plain water. So I feel pretty confident. The only thing I didn't do before, these are a little more softwood than what the ones I did before were. So that's the only thing I'm not sure about, but we're going to give it a shot and see what happens. So I'll go ahead and fast forward through the rest of this, and then we'll get ready to start doing our other colors. So I got 4 different varieties to do. Okay, so I got all those done. So I'm going to take these and set them to the side. And then I've got, I'll do one more color. These here This is a standard size. This is a white flower, and I cut these this morning, but I've kept them in a plastic bag, kept them cool inside the house, so they hadn't wilted or anything at all. So these are a little bit bigger. So let me get a couple of these up here, and they're still relatively new growth. But the thing with these, like this one right here, I can get several cuttings. So I'm going to go right below a node here on this big one, strip those leaves back, and then probably going to go right above that node there. I'll go ahead and pull that leaf off, and then these leaves that are left, since these are so much bigger, just cut them in half. So that's one cutting there. I'll go ahead and do one more on the camera, and then I'll fast forward past that. So right here, I'm going to get me a good node right there. It's got several leaves on it, cut just below that. You want to be sure you don't cut into the node, but just below it. Pull those leaves off. And I think I'm going to go ahead and go up here on that one. I'll just take it down to 2 leaves again. Cut those leaves in half, and that makes another cutting. So I'm going to go ahead and get 16 of these, and these will be one. Okay. So I got my white ones all cut now. So I'm going to do the same thing. Just make my little holes. These are a little bigger, obviously, because it's a full-size plant. Put my rooting hormone in. I didn't trim the leaves off that one. I'd never fit them all in here if I left it like that. Okay, so, and I just tried different places on the plant. Some of them are pretty soft, some of them are pretty firm, what I consider more semi-hardwood. Some of them got branches on them. Let's see if I can find one I can show you that had a branch on it. Like this one here had branched right here. So I just cut one branch off, left that other branch out to give it leaves on the top, just to kind of see what happens with that. We'll give that one a shot. Okay, so I'm going to fast forward through the rest of planting the rest of these, and then we'll come look at what we have. Okay, so now I got all these planted. Got my whites over here, I got my pink ice over here. And I'm going to show you, this is what I'm doing with these outside, because these things have to stay moist, they have to stay wet or damp all the time, or they'll basically dry up and die. So what I've got these domes. I started out using these inside with my African violets, but I tried this outside and they work really good. And they got 4 vents on them. And I close the vents on the side, and I just barely crack the 2 vents on the top. And these things will sweat and keep the moisture in. So I'm going to show you one that I've already done. It's some crepe myrtles that I did. I didn't film those. I was going to see how they work first, but I'm going to show you the ones that I did with this method. And these here are probably about a week old. So they're not rooting yet. But you can see all the humidity built up in it, and I already pulled this off once, so it lost some of the humidity. But you can see they're still green and viable. I got one over here that's kind of wilty. It was a bigger stick, and that may be why, but it still may put out growth. I don't know whether it's green inside or not, but I mean, it's holding on to the leaves and everything. And like I said, this is a week into it, and all I'm doing, I'm leaving them outside in the heat, but I'm keeping them in full shade. So all of these cuttings here that I just did, let me go ahead and move these back out of the way. All these cuttings that I did here will stay outside, and I'm probably going to put them underneath my grow benches because I know where they're at. They won't get any sun at all. They'll still get plenty of indirect light, so I'll water them in good. I've got this deep tray. I got these off Amazon, these deep trays to help hold a little bit of water down there at the bottom. And these are in my root maker pots too. So you can do these. A lot of people will do these like in tubs and totes and stuff like that. But the problem with that is that when you get done, you have to come in and separate all the roots on them. And I really don't want to have to do that. I'd really rather just leave them in here long enough until each one of these fills out a cell full of its own roots, and then it'll be ready to transplant into a 1 gallon plant once it does that. So I'm going to do the other two. I'm going to do 4 different kinds. So I've got another flat to do, but it's just the same thing that I've already been doing on these over and over again. So there's no point in filming that. So I'm going to do the other 2, and then we'll come look at them hopefully within a month. The ones that I did in water, they rooted in, I want to say, about 2 weeks. It didn't take them long at all in water. So we'll see how they do in soil. And so we'll come back and take a look at them in probably about a month. And hopefully we'll have nice little root systems on them and have it ready to be transplanted into some 1 gallon pots. I appreciate you watching. Please like, subscribe, share my videos. Thank you.